lot of birthdays, you know, for
a lot of birthdays.
Fans. We were just starting to be known, and so there was a
well, there's different circuits.
Yeah, club circuit.
And when you get into that one circuit, and you get introduced to, it's like flying first class, you know.
Yeah, I mean, the Eagles used to call their after party the third encore.
Yeah.
Oh, no. There was a bunch of those guys, and there was just two of us. So that's the multiple there.
But you'd go out, because I used to go out.
Oh yeah, we go out, we party, you know, meet people, and hey, have fun.
Yeah.
Then you learn who not to go out with.
Yeah.
Who's that?
The bouncer or the
The
crazy guy.
guy just came back from Nam.
He's got a 45. Hey, you want to see it?
Yeah.
Cops, though. I've sometimes been befriended by cops. They can like get you places fast.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm against police corruption fully, except when it benefits me even slightly. I don't think it's taking away from the safety of the other citizen.
Just a minute. We'll let turn off this camera.
They get me to the game a little early. I don't think it's. If there's a crime, I would say go.
Yes.
Go. That's more important. I'd be an asshole not to, and I wouldn't. Okay. Yeah. As long as.
Oh God. And there's such a temptation to take advantage of that, you know.
But yeah, cops are people. It's
my dad was LAPD for 30 years.
Really?
Yeah.
And
he only hung out with policemen and family. That was it. And so.
But what is your assessment like of after knowing him that long, being his kid, and seeing him like it made him angry, or it didn't? It was his job, but he was able to leave it at the office, or
keep your eyes peeled for the alliance.
He was always angry. He was always angry. He was an angry.
May our foes flee before you.
And
he was unmelted.
Probably.
Then he went into the wrong business. He was like,
well, no, but he was like a boxer and he was in the Navy. He was a radioman on a PBY, which is like a target. And then he came out of that. And all those guys in the World War II, and they came out of that, and they were a little shell-shocked, you know, and then they just wanted it to stop for a little while.
I feel cops feel like everybody else doesn't really appreciate that they're doing something that you wouldn't do, that's super necessary to do, which is to keep the shit to shoe level.
Yes, exactly.
Right? And I think we'd all agree that there are a certain percentage of people in this country, native or not, who are dirtbags. And we have to deal with them. And you're not appreciating it. And I don't think they're wrong. I also have been very critical of them for like just actual things they do, like stop firing the whole clip at the like we fire more bullets. Like in one incident, this is true, than Germany once fired in a year. Like German police fired like 89 bullets in a year, like 20 years ago. 89 bullets. That's one. Things like that I'm critical of, and just
nothing shall stand in our way.
Just the,
well, you're trained to fire.
Come what may,
that's your training, and then you add that training to guilt.
They need to redo the training, I think. But again, like it's a job we can't understand.
Yeah.
And it is super necessary.
Yeah. It makes sense for my dad because he just came out of the Navy, and it was a civilian Navy. It was structured there. He knew exactly what to do and where the law was, and everything was 24/7. So he liked that discipline in his life.
But he stayed angry?
Yeah. He was always angry. neighbor when we moved to Granada Hills named John Cox, and I played with his kids. He says, Oscar, you're the most liberal, the even-tempered man I've ever met. Always angry. Yeah. But, yeah. But,
Hey, how you
I don't
doing?
think that's good for your health.
Keep it real. Have a good one.
But and then when all those policemen, they drank, you know, as soon as they got off.
Yeah, and I think that's what they mean. That's what they're saying. It's like, you know what? I do a job that's a little more important than yours and makes you a little more tense. You know,
no
do you
greater
have to
honor.
like drink after your shift?
Hell
Because of what you
screams
saw or
eyes
you
are
did or
upon you.
whatever. And I'm sure there are many days when a cop's life is just fucking normal.
Yeah.
Most of it. I mean, we see them riding around. But also, at any minute, it can be hairy.
Have you ever done Ride Along?
No, but I saw the movie.
My life is right along.
I did a Ride Along.
Is it?
Yeah. But you were in the back seat, Tom.
No, but hey, listen, I was up there. I was right up there. It was funny. The first stop we made, I'm walking up with the guy, with Jay, the guy, the cop,
Yeah.
and the lady that phoned it in. And she looked at me. She said, "Oh, you got him, did you?" He thought that I was a perpetrator.
Oh,
Well, you caught him already.
yeah.
And what did you learn on this ride along?
Oh, I learned that the adrenaline rush is so crazy.
When
Hello.
what happens?
When you're going to a call, right?
Next one.
You don't know what's behind.
Yeah,
you
so
don't
I mean,
know what's going
being a
on.
cop, like imagine you're just riding
Welcome.
around in your car with a couple of friends or one friend, and
Farewell.
but the little wrinkle is something can come into your car over the radio that tells you to go to some place where somebody's being violent.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah.
I could see why you need a drink.
And then you don't know who's got the gun, and who's
Right.
got what, and what are you reaching for, and then if you, like being there. Now you got they're performing for you, you know. So the cops were performing for me.
Right.
You know,
Of course.
it was a good performance too. And the last thing they did was stop two ladies for no reason, you know, other than what's your number.
Right. That, I must say, of all the things that bugs me about cops, that's like top of the list. I mean, never known a girl who didn't have a story about cops.
Yeah.
Like, you know, guys are horrible. Like, everybody's got their own sort of skills. But that's one of the lowest. And I've heard every story, and there's a lot of that pull you over. Driving while pretty. That's the real problem in this country. Nobody talks about that. It's kind of true. But I mean, yeah, when you give other humans this monopoly on violence, first of all, they can use a gun. You can't. You know, and there's a little bit of the Judge Dredd in it, you know, remember Judge Dredd, the Stallone movie where the cop and the judge are basically the same person. They pull you over and they're judge and jury. A cop can kind of do that. They can
In the right situation, yeah.
I mean, we got pulled over in Houston, didn't we? In back from fishing.
That's because you're a Chinaman. And they're out to get you.
Why your name Tony?
Yeah. No,
You're smuggling in chopsticks,
we had to
comrade.
listen to a lecture from the judge.
Blood
He gave
and
us a lecture. Hope you boys
Fear
are in a
nothing.
hurry.
The horde
where is
shall
this now?
prevail.
What was that?
Coming back from
From
coast,
Galveston, huh?
from Houston, we're heading for Houston.
Yeah, but we were in Galveston.
Yeah, we'd been fishing.
Yeah.
We've been out fishing. We
We gig in Galveston, and then we stayed for a day or two after that. Yeah.
Interesting.
I've taken him out fishing before.
I feel bad for the fish. She got out of the day. I can't even bite through the hook of her mouth. I know it's
That's the
terrible.
best
And I
part.
eat fish. So it's not like, you know.
Yeah.
You ever fish?
I did when I was a child. Maybe it
You
seared my
scum will
conscience. I
not
remember
destroy
once
this
going
land
out,
as you
yes,
defiled
we had a
Kalimdor.
house on the Jersey Shore, and went out, and there was like, you know, this thing you could go to the fucking grimy looking dock with the shitty
like a puddle.
shop that sold taffy and crap.
I know exactly the kind.
Okay, sunglasses, you know, the big T-shirts, you know. Okay, so like at that thing, the big part of town, it's burning at light. Okay, so there was a ship that went out. A ship.
Oh.
It was
What is
a ship. Yeah, it was Jeff Bezos' yacht.
They
No,
had an
it was
airbase.
this fucking trawler
airbase.
that some guy, you know, and you could. You were guaranteed to catch.
Scream will have
And we did. I
head.
caught like 10 ling.
Oh, really? Lincoln?
Ling, whatever the fuck that was. I haven't
Lingcod.
heard of it before or after.
Lincoln, yeah.
Ling?
Lincoln.
You've heard of it? L-I-N-G?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I never heard of it. I never was
The
in a
Chinese love
restaurant
it.
to try the ling.
Some area consider them garbage fish.
Yes.
I think, well, let's not
The
insult.
tip of the hoard spear.
Different kinds of
No
food.
greater
I
honor.
mean,
But the Chinese, which I am, we
How come we've never
we
talked
love that. We love that.
everything comes back to China.
China, very good.
Very good, Ben.
But I mean, I remember, and of course, I was probably 9 years old.
Uh-huh.
And I think there's a picture of me with a string of ling.
Yeah.
A string
You
of ling.
bear creature.
And I
What
feel
kind
terrible
of
about it.
sorcery
They
was
must have,
this?
you know, this is the 60s. The oceans weren't overfished as they are now.
Stranger,
So,
your own doubts
yes,
have been
probably there were
made
schools
manifest.
of ling.
Pandaria
The
is
ocean was
not like
teeming with
whatever
life,
land
which they
you
slowly
come from.
killed so they could
Live
have
and breathe.
10-year-olds
You
like
should be
me
careful what kind of
enjoy
energy
the
you
great
come from this
American
bottom.
pastime
Hell
of killing
screams high.
something.
Killing
We
the
bring
ling.
only our honor and the desire to crush our enemies.
ceremony.
Have your
Well, you know, if we
kind
had
been
eaten it
aiding
later,
their lives?
I don't remember having
It is
eaten
not
for
our
dinner.
desire to be wrapped up
I
in your
don't-
bloodshed. Now have your men lower their
Seriously?
weapons.
Steam Ling cod.
Face
Oh,
two enemies on this
Steve Ling, the
continent.
premier of China. Steve Ling.
Steamling. Is it? It's called steamling.
I grew up in some small one. Had you guys been in the same room together, I'm not sure why that is, but it means a lot to me. Because, you know, I don't see it together a lot. They say, just for the young man in the 22nd row. It just feels good that my idols like each other.
We do.
I know.
We do like each other.
I know. I'm gonna nag you about it.
We know more about each other than
Right.
than our wives because
I believe I
we
made
spend
that
a
point
lot
an
more
hour
time
ago.
with each other on the road. You know, and you have that process has to happen.
Exactly, because the road gets lonely.
Yeah.
You're going to reach for a friend.
And love is a hurt.
Did you have to ever share a room at the beginning?
Hello.
Like the Beatles.
Yeah.
May the
You did. You
mists
shared a room,
protect you.
but not a bed.
No.
Oh, hello.
Was there sometimes
May
sexual
your
activity
days
going
bring
on
you
in the
joy.
room with another person when you were
May
in the
your
room, but not with a
footsteps be
person?
silent.
Or with a person of your own?
Before we answer that, we'll discuss this with our attorney. We refuse to answer that one on grounds that it will definitely incriminate us.
No.
Oh, that was such good murmuring. That was really professional comedic murmuring. Like a lot of people can do. Look, you guys, every time some asshole at an office in Des Moines, Iowa, does a lame, I was so stoned I ate a bag of Cheetos joke, you guys should get a check. Every time some mailman does a joke,
Bring it. See, you were of the record generation, man, and you
Oh yeah, I had your record.
all those.
Oh yeah, LP.
Yeah, that was. Yeah. Was too.
I wish I still kept. Didn't keep the record. You know what I kept? Posters. Do you see the Supremes up there? That's from an album I had in the...
Really?
Yeah, that's the Supremes. When they would put
What
a
news, friend?
poster in the LP.
Wow, very nice. Yeah.
I'm not saying I
Yo,
used it as a
good.
masturbation device, and I'm not saying I'm not.
Oh, you know,
I'm just saying it was 30 years before Pornhub.
maybe. That's what art is for.
I feel like that actually really, I'm not going to say made me the man I am today, but the idea that you had to use imagination, and pretty much only imagination, for what was the most important thing in your life at that age, was getting the pussy that I could not get.
Yeah, exactly.
I couldn't even talk to. So
that whole process is.
Welcome, Jade Serpent.
And it's different for everybody. It's different.
We'll rest when the battle is done,
would I
friend.
like to have a 17-year-old's
For the
liver?
Horde!
Yes.
Go
But
back and ruin
if I
your
had to
own
take a
land.
17-year-old's brain to go
If
with
it is war you mean to bring to our shore,
Right?
Yeah.
Very land
That's the deal breaker.
will respond
and
to
you
your
do some
passion
stupid shit.
and your violence.
And
I do not know what
did
the
some
ultimate
stupid shit at that
consequences
age,
will be.
So
And
I understand.
at that age, I forgive myself.
Yeah.
I don't forgive the stupid shit I did at 40.
Well,
That's what hurts.
Yeah.
Because you're supposed to be better, and women are better. Like
that's
women
where the courts come in. So it's not.
But women like mature at like 25. They're like over. Most of them are just over silly bullshit.
Yeah.
They're not into the girls just want to have fun phase.
Yeah.
They're into put a ring on it.
Yeah.
You know, they're just it gets serious. Right? But not men. That's why, like when I was 37, like, oh my, I'm so old. So old.
Yeah.
No, now you're dangerous. You know, now you have a car.
And a nice car.
You know, you can get into a restaurant.
Yeah. Girls
their own
are
life.
impressed by a nice car when they sit in a nice car. I've noticed that.
There's so many things I've never understood about girls,
Yeah.
but among them is that cars.
Yeah.
Like what? I'm not into cars.
Yeah, but
Like who gives a fuck? Like, it just
yeah.
what? Am I right? What do you drive?
What? A Lexus, I think.
What do you drive, Chinaman?
Tesla. A Tesla.
Oh, typical comrade.
He's
I've driven around.
he's always got the most avant-garde car of its time.
Really?
He had a Citroen Maserati one time,
Tesla.
and and it was stolen, and it was out of the repair shop. The Citroen repair shop was stolen, and it was gone for like 3 months. And they found it, came back with a burnt out clutch and an icon with the Baja sticker on it.
Really? That is,
And on the way to
too
Mexico,
much.
he took it to Mexico to Baja one time. He came out of the
Rouse
store,
my wares.
and the kid was looking at his car, saying, "Hey, mister, is this your car?" And his kid, "Yes, what is it?" "Sure, it's ugly." Oh, that was the best one.
There
He
is no
always
good.
has. Oh man.
I love that you're not precious about doing the Mexican accent.
Oh no.
Yeah. But I mean, come on, just between us girls.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people in show business who are very precious.
Oh, I'm sure.
And, you know, but funny's funny. Funny's money.
At this point, it's nice to have a track record, so you know, it's a foundation.
But I mean, like, who's it hurting? You know, who's it hurting?
I know.
That's the thing. I mean, they are way too sensitive these days, don't you think? In
It's
general.
a sensitive time here. Everybody's
Right, but I mean, I don't know what exactly they could go after that you guys did. And partly you're protected because you wear the magic armor of not
Statute
being
of limitations.
white.
Yeah, well, see, that's it.
So I don't think they would go after you.
No.
But you look at any movie from 20 years ago, 30 years ago, I swear to God, you will not be able to go 10 minutes without finding something we just wouldn't do in a movie now. You know? Just people were different. And the moorings were different.
Yeah, the rhythm was different. You know, it was a different music, just like there was different music strains come through.
I mean, people in the 90s, they hit women in movies, like the good guy.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah. Andy Garcia does it in that great cop movie with Richard
Tell
Gere.
me of your troubles.
Oh, the remake?
Jade
No, it
Serpent.
wasn't a remake. It was called Internal Affairs.
Greetings,
I think it's Richard Gere's best
May the
movie.
mist
He's awesome, and he's the bad cop.
Oh, I want to see that.
Oh, you never saw that? Andy Garcia is the good cop, and he's married to Nancy Travis, and he hits her.
Brah,
And it's
take
okay.
your time.
He's the good guy.
Enjoy.
It's just like,
Looking
and it's
to
even
buy?
worse because they're like, well, he's a hothead. you know who the hotheads are? The Chinese.
The Chinese had it.
No, they're the.
And so,
It will be a very interesting story as it plays out to see who is the winner of the 21st century, because you could make a case for China. They have many advantages we don't, like being a dictatorship. They can just decide to do something and they do it. They can build a bridge in 19 days if they want to. They 2014, they said they declared a war on global warming. Yeah, they went way faster because they could just order people to do it. And they're a surveillance state, horrible surveillance. Everybody's under surveillance. We're getting there, but we're still kind of free. And people want to come here, you know, and we have advantages they don't have. I mean, our tech industries kill in the world. Like, we are so dominant in the one industry that is the dominant industry. Facebook and Google and, you know, Apple, and they all want to be that, and they're not. So maybe we'll stay supreme, or maybe your side will win. Then we'll all have to bow to you.
But I won't forget my friend.
oh, good.
What's your name again?
Tom.
Tom.
Well, that's a good reason to have some Republican friends. In case they win, you don't want to be that Guantanamo Bay thing you were talking about. It's nice to have some friends on the other side. Do you?
I don't know.
You don't have any,
By then.
you don't have any Republican friends? I do.
Yeah, I guess.
You shouldn't judge people by that.
No, just depends on how annoying they are about being Trumpy, you know. And,
Well, I mean, not every Republican is Trumpy.
well, okay,
But even when they're Trumpy, you don't have to talk about it
yeah,
all the time.
yeah.
You know, I always say, you can hate him. You can't hate everybody who likes him.
Yeah,
It's half the country, and there's some people you like. There's some musicians you like, I'm sure, who voted for Trump. And they're just not bad people. It would take too long, and it's too mishegost, and it's too political to get into why that is. It just is.
Yeah.
First of all, I think politics comes out of people's personality. Like, you have a personality first.
Yeah.
Like you're a prig. You're a Christian guy who's like poking in the wrong hole and, you know, God, and I only kissed one woman. Okay, that's his personality. Now, what party is he going to go into? The Republicans, right? He's just, oh my God, I'm like scared of everything. And I think everyone should wear masks all the time, even at home, to prevent even one death. You know, there are people like that. What party are they going to? The Democrats, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So it's all like personality. But I don't hate people for their personalities.
Yeah.
Because we all know that from family. You know, my uncles, some of them were like, oh, this guy's kind of a dick. But, you know, he's our dick now. You know, my father's sister married him, and okay. I remember my parents' attitude was like, yeah, we get it. He's kind of a... They knew he was Republican. They didn't love it, but it wasn't like a deal breaker. It's like we didn't have Thanksgiving, and he is who he is. And that's what bugs me the most about what goes on today, is the people who are like, I don't breathe the same air as you. Like, fuck off.
You're right.
Yeah, I'm always right. Only everyone would understand that. We can save a lot of time.
I'm telling you. Soylent Green is human.
You've had a nice acting career.
It's been
You do.
Thank you.
I used to watch Nash Bridges.
That was you learned a lot about camera in that show. Boy, and it was fun working with Don and that cast.
Always loved him.
And we had a good rhythm.
He is one of those good-looking chicks of God.
Tell me of your travels. Next one is on me.
You know, the girls want him and the guys want to be him. But he was always cool about it.
He loves to have a good time.
He loves to have a good time. But, yeah.
He loves it. I stepped right into an hour show, and that's like, takes over your life. That's all you do is the show.
Right.
And then you wake up and go there.
I remember in the 80s, I mostly made my living as an actor because that's what we all did as young comics. I kept doing comedy on The Tonight Show and stuff, but it was like, no, you got to get a sitcom. You know, that's where everyone's mentality was.
Yeah.
I'd be the next Freddie Prinze.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not everyone.
Thank you very much.
The good part. Bad example. You know what? I worry about it, but like, how many people watching even remember? It's a shame. He was a giant talent. I remember. Do you remember him on The Tonight when he? I mean, that was a major. First of all, there weren't non-white comics. Again, kids, we've come a long way just in our lifetimes. But yeah, having a Puerto Rican. I mean, there were black comics, Bill Cosby and Flip Wilson. Yes, it wasn't like quite that bad, but I don't remember a Puerto Rican one. I mean, that was his hook, right? Was that, and his whole first set was about, you know, Puerto Rican.
There's no hurry.
Puerto Rican guy and things I do, or what a Puerto Rican would do. You know, and America found it. It was charming, and confessional, and, you know, I remember that thing about my super in the building, you know, and people are at idle, like, what's a building? Honey, it's a place where people live. Back when they crowd them together with all the minorities. Okay, a building, all right. So an apartment and a super, like, and, you know, when Freddie would go to his super, the super would always say, it's not my job.
Not my job.
Look who I'm saying it in front of, the maestro.
No, it was cool because there was still that West-East,
Tell me of your travels.
You know,
Travel safe. I hope to see you again
Mexican
soon.
Culture out
Farewell.
here in
Travel
LA.
safe.
Oh, in LA?
Yeah.
In LA.
Greetings.
Back east in New York, Puerto Rican.
Right. Yeah.
Was that. So that was there were two different sides of the deal. Things. So, but he was.
May your
playing,
days bring you
compared to
joy.
music and that salsa rhythm and that.
Yeah, I always thought it was silly at best that the census would list like Latino and lump in Puerto Rican, Mexican, Cuban. Yeah. It's like
that's when they came up with this.
You're lumping. You're lucky they're not killing each other.
Yeah. No, it's
Oh,
then they came up
hello.
with the
Travel
Hispanic.
safe.
that is
May
like,
your
you know.
days
Yeah.
bring you joy. Farewell.
And then Hispanic.
I hope to see
And
you
then for
again
me,
The
soon.
Latinx.
Not next. No,
Farewell.
that's after Chicano. When I first became aware of the term Chicano,
Welcome.
that's who I am. That describes me to a T. You know, I mean, it's a Mexican American with a kind of defiant political attitude. You know, and confrontive, and his art is about that, and that's what I saw at the beginning of it. And it was a movement that, you know.
That's what the word Chicano means?
Yeah.
Just to you, or
No,
Was it-
for
I never realized that.
it was an insult from Mexicans to other Mexicans living in the United States, because they were not Mexicanos anymore. Were something else because they had moved to the other side of the border and they were living in tin shacks, and they were there's something less, and so they were chicos. They were little Mexicans living over there, Chicanos, and so they were los de abajo, you know, the underclass. And so at the first it was an insult, and you know, depending on where you lived. But over the years, you know, it's as my father's generations grew up.
May your days
always
bring you
called
joy.
themselves Chicanos,
Travel safe.
you know.
Well, to show
I
how
hope
far
to see
we've
you
come
again soon.
again.
Travel safe. Farewell.
like,
I hope to see you
I would say
again
this is
soon.
when I
May
was
your
born,
days bring you joy.
Not that long
Greetings.
before I was born.
I hope to see you again
The
soon.
most prominent actor to
Farewell.
play in
Travel
Mexico in a
safe.
movie was
Tell me of
Spencer
your travels.
Tracy.
The old man in the sea.
He did a couple of Steinbeck.
Yeah.
You know, that's who they. It's like, all right, we need a Mexican American casting call. Spencer Tracy,
Spencer Tracy.
and they just
May your
were,
days
again,
bring you
like,
joy.
Number 5 and dips and pancake. Yeah.
Just the level of change, like
Yeah.
to go from that to like, you imagine. I always want to say to these people, just imagine suggesting that today.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do Glenn Powell as the Mexican.
Yeah.
They would just fucking shoot you.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I have to say, Spencer Tracy, great as a Mexican.
Yeah.
I mean, I was totally into it. Right
Yeah.
now.
Well,